is in the air here at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day. Welcome everyone to the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Grand National Series here live from Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. We are set to go 188 laps here tonight. Should be a fun race. I'm a little under the weather, so I hope everybody kind of understands. I'm not feeling the greatest today, so I'm having a little bit of trouble getting motivated and everything. Hopefully some good racing will fix that up. Don't have a big turnout so far. Only 11 drivers here. Last time we raced here, this race was very, what's the word? Chaotic would be the word. It was basically survival of the fittest as we come in here. This time, a little bit longer race. Well, actually, it's the same amount of laps. I apologize. Last time we raced here, it was, who was it that got to win? Let me actually find this out because I don't want to jinx it and say somebody else. So let me look at my thing I got, my little stats. Last time we came here, it was back on June the 24th. Eric Borelli picked up his win. During that race, we actually had 17 drivers start the race, and it looks like we had 2 drivers finish on the lead lap. Oh yeah, I remember that race. That was a interesting one, to say the least. 9 cautions for 45 laps in that one. So we'll see how this one goes. Track is a little bit slick at the moment. Drivers said they're having a little bit of trouble maintaining grip under the car. So we'll take a real fast look at the weather. It is 80 degrees with winds blowing out of the northeast or northwest at 6.5 miles per hour. Under mostly cloudy skies. I feel like a weatherman. And the track temp right at 90 degrees here in Iowa on this a little under a mile track, 7/8 mile. So it should be fun. Like I said, 11 drivers. Currently Tyler Cox up front, leading the way. Todd Cray currently second in practice, and Aaron Fowler currently third. As we look at the standings, coming in here tonight, it is Austin Marion currently leading the points by 3 over Eric Borelli. However, Austin not quite locked into the chase yet. Still does not have the win, but he is first in the points, and that's big for him coming in here, especially at a place like this. You just never know. He last week, where was it? He finished. He didn't actually run last week, I don't think. He did not. So okay. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Schmidt. I think he's watching. Jeff, prayers going out to you and your family, man. I hope everything works out with that. I know you're having a little bit of trouble, so hopefully everything works out. Once again, guys, I am a little under the weather, so I apologize if I'm not really upbeat about everything right now. So we got about 2 minutes left here in practice. The last time we actually raced here, like I mentioned, back in June, the 24th of June, who was it that actually got the pole? I'm trying to find out who got the pole. I thought Tyler Cox had it, but I could be wrong. Oh, Aaron Fowler had the pole last time we raced here. And currently he is third right now. So that goes to show you a little bit of difference with the weather and stuff like that, setups. And with the track being a little bit hotter and stuff like that. We do have 12 people now. Lee Grantley just connected. He picked up a huge win last week back at Indianapolis. That was a fun race. I really liked that race. And congratulations once again to Lee trying to come in here and go back-to-back tonight. Alright, so we got about a minute left. We're going to pause. We're going to get a national anthem in. We will be back in time to wrap up qualifying and stuff like that. National anthem may take a little bit of it up. So we'll be right back right after this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back here qualifying, just got underway as we watch Eric Borelli, the driver of the number 14 Sim Seats car from Lazy Days Racing, pull out on track. He did, or has not yet put down a lap. It looks like he's actually slowing down, so we'll jump over to Cody Blackmore, who is currently out on track. Currently first with a 23.021. Everybody in practice was about 4/10 of the leader, so everybody really close in times. I think anybody has a chance to win this race, like I mentioned, if they can stay clean, and I think that's going to be the word. I think you're going to have to stay clean as we watch Cody work out of turn number 4, I'm sorry. And will he improve? Probably not. I wouldn't. No, he would not improve. 2/10 slower. Watching Tyler Cox now as he works down in turn 1. Looks like that car's struggling a little bit to get to the bottom in turn 1. He's running the Papo Express Ford Mustang. You can check out Papo Express on twitch.tv. Going down into turn 3, he does get on the yellow line coming out of turn 3 and 4. We'll see what kind of lap he does. Todd Craig currently your pole sitter now. Tyler Cox jumps up with 2.2775, about what he ran in practice. Dylan Bowes out on track in the number 19 Super Cheap Auto Chevrolet as he works down into turn number 3 and 4. See if he can get a good lap here. He looks really fast coming up off turn 4. He will jump up to the 4th position with a 23.073. Eric Spencer out on track. Driver number 73 Technique Chevrolet. Coming out of turn 4. Let's see what kind of lap he puts down. Not really kind of actually out there been his outlap, so we'll see here. We'll stay on board with him. Let's hop on board here with driver number 73. He works back down in 3 or 4. He's having a little bit of trouble getting to the bottom like Tyler was, and a lot of our faster guys, but we'll see how he does. Crossing the start finish line, a 23.398, not a bad lap. Looks like Skylar Allen did put down a lap as well, 23.523. I'm sorry, 23.421. There's still about 4 guys that have not qualified. Aaron Fowler, I'm not quite sure if he's even in here now. We'll have to wait and see. He was really fast here last year. Had to pole this season earlier. Eric Spencer not going to jump up on his 2nd lap. And around goes Lee Grandy. You can see the slickness I was talking about, and already a little bit of trouble here in qualified. Todd Craig coming up pit road. Not sure why we can't see his paint scheme. It's kind of weird. Well, he's the only one we can't see. He's going back out on track. He's going to get a little practice in extra. We got about a minute and 20 seconds left here. Just looking to see who else is out on track. Austin Mary and Trevor Malone has yet to qualify, which is kind of weird because if you don't qualify, you do get a... Actually, they may be sitting there. Yeah, they're sitting there. Austin Mary, your points leader. Oop, there it goes. Button. See if I can get that back up real fast. I gotta fix something. Alright, we're good. Maybe not. Now we're good. Sorry about that. Alright, so looking now, it looks like Tyler Cox will be your pole sitter, it looks like, as we just take a look here at Austin Marion sitting in his car. Not much really to see there. The Valvoline, number 65. Trevor Malone also doing the same thing, so is Eric Mitch as they cross the start-finish line. The 00, here comes the 00 now crossing the start-finish line. And Austin Marion's going to roll up as well. Tyler Cox will have the pole here tonight, set on top. Did he have the pole last week? I think he actually did. Coming into last week at Indianapolis. Let me look. We're going to interview our pole sitter. We'll find that information out later. Let's go ahead and pull Tyler and talk to him. Hey, Tyler, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man starting first here tonight. Track looks really slick. What's it going to be to be able to stay out front?
It's gonna take quite a bit. Todd's pretty fast, and we got some good guys behind me. The track is very slick, so I think if you can take your time here and save your tires, guys are going to get loose and slide up and I think end up wrecking. So if you can fight your way through the wrecks, then you'll be all right.
Last time he was here, it was not racing. Had 9 cautions for 45 laps. It was a lot of wrecks.
I caused the first one.
You expected that to be similar tonight? Not with you causing one, but do you expect that to be similar tonight as far as caution goes?
No, I don't think so. It's not as loose as it was last time. As long as guys are patient, I think we could keep it under 2 cautions, 3 cautions at the most.
All right, man. Get out there and put that Papal Express car in victory lane, and I'll be up here watching you. Good luck.
10-4, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Take a look at our grid. Tyler Cox, Todd Cray starting in row number 1. Row number 2, we got Cody Blackmore, Dylan Vose. Back in row 3, Lee Gretny and Eric Spencer rolling off in 6th. In 7th place, Skylar Allen and Eric Borelli. In row number 5, we got Eric Mitch and Trevor Malone starting alongside him in 10th place. In 11th, we got Austin Marion. So 11 drivers making a start here. Aaron Fowler may have had something happen, but he is not here. Did come into practice, but unfortunately not running. We'll see how that goes. So the pace lights, we've got to go around 2 times. We'll go around one more time here. As you see the cars working across the start-finish line, Tyler Cox is going to lead the way. Starting up in 2nd place, Todd Cray, we mentioned him. Very fast. Could be somebody to watch out for to have a chance at winning this thing. He's always fast here, it seems like. Always fast wherever we go. Winner of last night's K&N series. Led a ton of laps, over 100 laps led for Todd last night. The K&N. We'll see if he learned anything today for this race today. Maybe, maybe not. Daytime compared to night, different cars, we'll see. I just realized how high the front end sits up off the ground here. Wow. Back is a little low, but the front end is really high up off the ground. Anyway, pace car is about to pull down pit lane as we get set to go racing here once again. Pace car is in. We are green flag back here again at Iowa Speedway. 2 rows get started pretty good. Row 3 did not get going that great. We go down into turn 1. Tyler Cox is able to clear right now as we go a little bit further back. Looks like Cody Blackmore taking a peek to the inside, a little bit further behind Austin Marion. Running to the inside of Eric Spencer. This is a good group of cars here. You also see Eric Borelli there in the 14. These guys only have 12 incident limits, so keep that in mind as this race goes on. A lot of bumps up on that high side. You see the 65 trying to figure out a way to get around the 29 of Lee Granby. Lee's pretty fast. We'll see how this plays out. I thought he had a black flag, but it looks like he will not have one tonight. Or he hasn't served it yet anyway. Austin going to go high. He's going to lose 2 spots. Skylar Allen going to get around him, and also the 14, Eric Borelli gets around him. So that's going to push Austin back to the 11th position. Trevor Malone, Eric Minch, side by side as we go down across the stripe into turn 1. It looks like the 85 trying to make that low side work right now. If this race is anything like last night, we will see the high line. It looks like Trevor able to get around him. Here comes Skylar Allen now, taking a peek to the inside of Eric. But if we see anything like last night, that high line will be the way to go on the longer runs. As you can see, the 00 trying to get a run off the turn. It looks like he does have momentum. But Skylar Allen going to slide up in front of him and move into the 8th position. Gets into the wall, smacks it just a little bit. And we stay green. Don't look like he's got any damage, maybe just a tad. He'll be okay for the most part. Probably about 10 seconds optional, so no problem there. Austin Marion trying to battle Eric Minch. For the 10th spot. Back up front, Tyler Cox done a pretty solid job so far of holding off Todd Cray. He mentioned he's going to have to save his tires. We'll see if Todd's doing the same, because right now he's slowly working on the back bumper. A little bit further back, Trevor Malone taking a peek to the inside. Lee Grady not there yet. Had a run on him a second ago, but it don't look like he's going to get there just yet as we work out of turn number 2. Down this short back stretch. Track very similar to Richmond. This is the only track in NASCAR that is owned and operated by NASCAR. So no outside party actually owns this track, which is pretty cool. This is a progressive banking track, by the way. So that is one reason why you'll see cars passing on the lower side early, and then they will move to the high side, I promise, or the higher side. Looks like the 85, Trevor Malone gets around the 29. Here comes the 14 as well, Eric Borelli, working on Lee. Coming out of turn 4. Remember, I just mentioned Lee won the big race last week at Indianapolis. Put it 3 wide with 2 laps to go and was able to complete the pass as the caution flew. He was the victor, so a big win last week for him. Back at Indianapolis. Riding on board now with Eric. Taking a look back at Skylar Allen, who did move up into the 9th position. Almost gets a little bit of wall there coming off turn 2, but you want to be okay. Here comes the 14, looking to the inside of Lee once again. It's going to be so tough to pass without sliding up. Almost slid up there, and that's what we was talking about. We'll see if he's able to complete that pass. Really starting to, you can see it's starting to get a little hard to pass on that bottom side. You're going to have to start thinking about very soon and moving up to that higher side and trying to put a pass on someone if you're able to pass. Here comes Skylar Allen now looking to the inside of Lee Grandy. Not sure if he's going to be able to get there just yet. And it looks like he will get to the inside. And complete the pass. We'll move Skylar up to 8th. Cody Blackmore now in a battle, trying to hold back Trevor Malone. This is a battle for the top 5 position. Trevor with a big pass, moving into the top 5. That's also opening the door for Eric Borelli to move in. So now Cody Blackmore falls back to the 7th position. As we were coming to lap 14 now. Tyler Cox slowly trying to extend his lead now, 7/10. We got a slow car and a caution comes out. Trevor Malone and looks like Lee Granty is around as we come out to our first caution here on lap 14. See what happened. Looks like the 85 overcorrected back in the wall, and a 14 also involved. And let's see, who else was this? Let's go one more time. We'll go high above in a blimp cam. I don't know if Eric actually got any of this, but you can see him. Everybody else looks like they made it through. So with that, that's going to open pit lane. Should be coming down this time. I do believe. And guys, once we take our commercial break, we're going to restart the ticker on the overlays because I got to get my cameras up there. I'm just funny without them. So cars coming up pit road. Austin Mary going to stay out and get a bonus point. That is the championship leader, so that is a big bonus point that he can use. And here comes the 16. Going to pull into his box right in front of you. Followed by Todd Cray right behind him. And it looks like Tony Blackmore may have missed his pit box. He's going to probably have to come back down. Because I wouldn't stay out there on old tires, that's for sure. Race off pit road. Tyler Cox, Dylan Bose comes out in second. As we take a quick break, we'll be right back.
We're the stronger than we look type. The braver than you think type. The type that knows the time will come when we put type 1 behind us. We're the progress is inevitable type. The hopeful for a cure type. The type that will stop at nothing until type 1 becomes type none.
Back here once again, about to go green flag. Tyler Cox currently leading here for the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Grand National Series. Dylan Bose will be starting alongside him. As we work through turns 3 and 4, we'll be waiting for the pace car to drop. Sitting up in the stands here at Iowa. You see that Ford Mustang pace car outpacing the field. There it goes. Going to take that hard left-hand turn down pit road. Green flag is about to wave, and there it goes. We're back to racing again here at Iowa Speedway. Tyler Cox will lead him across the stripe. They're going to be side by side. Really good jump there for the 19 as well. We go down into turn number 1. How about that? Skylar Allen putting a good, solid, strong pass, taking over 4th. Will he be able to hold that position? He's trying to pass Eric Spencer right now. He's doing a good job on using them fresh tires. Use them while you got them. Coming up a little bit. Collects to 73. 73 in the wall. Going to stay green, but that is not going to make Eric very happy as the green flag stays out. He's got a lot of damage on that right front. It could be some retribution coming back for Skylar. We'll just have to wait and see. Skylar being very aggressive tonight, and last time we seen him aggressive, though, he actually had a good run. Looks like the 21, Todd Cray in the wall, really. We'll see what happened here as we get a look at our replay. Ooh, got a little... I don't know what that was, a little loose inner, I would guess. Falling back to 6 now. We stay green for now. Here's Eric Morelli, by the way. Spent a lot of time on pit road. He is being shown 1 lap down. Took a lot of that damage and repaired most of it. You can see the front end of that car really damaged still. He's got to keep an eye on temperatures and stuff like that. He does have a crew chief. and spotter and Tim Giles, who does a good job on helping him out with that stuff. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll have a solid run. Lee Grandy being passed by Austin Marion at his battle for 4th. It looks like the 65 of Austin will take that spot away for now. And caution flies once again as Skylar Allen is around. Don't look like he has any damage, but he's got to be careful as he's not far from reaching his incident limit. That's probably around, I would guess, at least 6, probably a little bit more than that. Looks like he just over-corrected a little bit. He did a good job of keeping it out of the wall, though. As we hop on board with Skylar and ride for this. So good job there keeping it out of the wall. As caution number 2 comes out here at Iowa. Tyler Cox, Dylan Vose, Austin Marion are top 3. Todd Crabe is in 4th. And Lee Grandy is in 5th. See if they come down pit road here or not. I would guess we may actually have some guys come down. I probably would. I like the idea of going to go ahead and come down. A couple guys staying out. Borelli and looks like Eric Minch going to stay out and get a bonus lap. Borelli staying out to get his lap back. He's going to be your lucky dog. As you see him coming around here. Here comes the cars into the pit stops. Tyler Cox sliding into his box. Looks like everybody else as well. Looks like Cody Blackmore came back down, but did not stop again. He must have trouble seeing his box. It's 2 times he's actually done it. It's kind of strange. Tyler Cox going to win the race off pit road. Looks like everybody is going to take 4 tires. Todd Craig going to spend a little bit of extra time there as well. Let's pull in the driver that won last week, Lee Grandy, into 29. Hey, Lee, you got a copy?
Yeah, hello, I got it.
Man, won last week. What's it going to take for you to get up there and repeat? Try to go back-to-back this week.
This track is so slick. I'm not sure if it's the track or is it the setup.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people's out there sliding. Right now, you're sitting in 3rd. The race so far, how's it going on your part? It looks like you got a fast car. It looks like it's so tough to pass, though.
You know, I'm not sure if you caught it just now. I actually spun myself.
Oh, wait, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, the first caution after the guy spun in front of me and then I spun behind him.
Oh, wait, was that into the infield?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I seen it. Okay, all right, man, get out here and see if you can get get you another victory. You always seem to be there at the end, so good luck, and I'll be up here watching.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. I like Lee. He's a pretty good guy. I like his accent too. He's not from here. It's like 9 a.m. Where he's from. I believe Singapore. I do believe. I may be wrong a little bit about that, so sorry, Lee, if I am telling you wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's where it was from. So we're staying green. Our caution staying out so far. The pace car doing most of the leading at the moment as we do work our 2nd caution of the night. So far, Tyler Cox has been the guy to beat, has led all 25 laps. About to be 26. I don't know why my thing up there. I can't led every lap. He's led everyone but one. I think Eric Minch actually leading one as well. No, I'm sorry. It was Austin Marion led one. There we go. That's an extra bonus point for Austin. He is, as I mentioned, coming in here with a 3-point lead over Eric Borelli. 16 points over Eric Minch, so he can still lose that points lead tonight. He's got to stay strong. He's try to stay, you know, steady. That is a main thing. We'll try to talk to Austin here as long as races stay caution. We'll try to pull him in here. Austin comes in with 6 top 5s and 14 top 10s and 0 wins. Eric Borelli, who is 2nd, is locked into the chase. 10 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and 2 wins. and currently into second place, but he has had a DNF as well. So Eric right now is in a little bit different situation. Looks like he actually did go a lap down. He did go one more lap down. He took some more damage, or get some more damage fixed. But Eric's in a little bit different situation right now with him being a lap down. We'll see how all that plays out here towards the end of this race, but still a while to go. As we work through the backstretch, and I am freezing, so I got to get my hoodie. Alright. So here comes Tyler Cox coming through turns 3 and 4. The man to beat right now is the 16 car. Everybody's trailing. Pace car pulls in. Green flag. Back out again here in Iowa. Tyler Cox side by side with Dylan Vose going down into turn number 1. Will he be able to clear him? It looks like 16 will be able to clear him. Side by side pretty much all back further. Austin Marion up out of the groove a little bit. He's going to lose 4th. Fall back to 5th. Todd Craig takes over that spot. You also see Lee right now really working on the back end of this 19 car. Todd working on the back of him, but we'll see if what happens here as the GoDaddy number 29 car drives down in turn 1, up out of the groove a little bit. This may open the door for Todd Crane to get side by side, and it will open it up. Todd Cray will move into 3rd place. Lee right now looks like he could be trying to save tires by running up there as well. Skylar Allen working on the inside of Cody Blackmore, or outside of Cody Blackmore, and also Eric Manch. We're going to be 3 wide at the exit of turn 2. This could get ugly quick. Looks like Eric's going to be the smarter and lift a little bit. Not willing to put his car in jeopardy right now. I think that's a smart move just to see how all this plays out. Riding on board with Eric Spencer. As the 28, Cody Blackmore goes to his inside. And it looks like Lee Grandy is around. And caution not out yet. He has blown up. Caution will fly. And his not going to come to an end. Also, Dylan Vose. Oh, there's 2 wrecks. Eric Borelli, was he involved? Oh, he was. We'll see what happens here. Looks like Eric just spun it trying to avoid him. But Dylan Vose was involved as well. Let's see what happened with Dylan. He was running in 2nd trying to run down Tyler Cox. There goes Lee behind him hard into the wall. And then this happened. Little trying not to get into the back of Tyler. May have used too much brake. And around he goes. Skylar Allen doing a nice job of avoiding that. And then Eric Borelli sliding down in front of him. Whew, that was close with Eric Spencer. And Borelli went around as well. So they're coming back down pit road here on lap 33. As once again that caution did fly. It's weird. You can make up a lot of time on pit road if you do it right. If you're one of these guys a little bit further back, you can actually cut a lot of this pit road off. We'll see how long it plays, but as we watch the race off pit road, anybody going to take 2? Probably not. Down and away. Tyler Cox will win the race off pit road. Todd Craig comes off 2nd. Austin Marion will come out 3rd. Eric Spencer, Cody Blackmore, and then Dylan Vose, Skylar Allen, and Eric Borelli. Be right back.
We're the stronger than we look type. The braver than you think type. The type that knows the time will come when we put type 1 behind us. We're the progress is inevitable type. The hopeful for a cure type. The type that will stop at nothing until type 1 becomes type none.
Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is gonna be so fun. And it's gonna be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
I sure do. What's up, brother? Oh, I don't think I have the points leading here. I think you want the other Eric. Yeah. I'm really terrible here at Iowa in the B car. I got some time here in the modifieds and the super late models and stuff like that, but B car not so much. Just riding around, seeing if I can't use some pit strategy, see if I can't get up front here and lead some laps. But again, Tyler Cox, he's just on another planet, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's a pucker moment for sure. Appreciate it.
Oh, I apologize, guys. I had my mic a little low. Sorry. So the green flag is back out. I don't know how I turned my mic down. The green flag back out here again. As you watch right now, you see Cody Blackmore looking to the inside of the 19 Dylan Bose. Look a little bit further back. Eric Borelli. And around 73, trying to save it. Oh no, into the wall. Every time I interview somebody, I feel like I'm the one that jinxed them. And he just got loose coming around the corner, and who did he collect? Oof, man, Borelli almost got into that. And we'll take a ride on board with him. This was a close one. How about right there in front of him, Cody Blackmore? That was even more close, as you've seen Cody actually dodge underneath him. Hey, Skyler.
Hey.
Hey.
They said they can't hear you in the broadcast.
Yeah, I had it turned down on commercial. It's back up now.
Oh, okay. And quit cursing my drivers, man.
Well, I'm afraid to talk to anybody.
we actually were just talking about the Adam Chapman curse just a
I'm
little bit
telling you,
ago.
I'm not interviewing nobody else because I feel bad.
When Lee wrecked, I said, man, you were cursed. And then you pulled Eric in, and I said, man, I said in game chat, I was like, man, he just cursed Eric.
I'm not going to ask you no questions about anything
I ain't gonna talk about nothing,
yeah,
man.
so go do your thing, buddy. Thanks for letting me know
Yeah.
about the bike, though. But yeah, have fun racing.
Yeah, thanks.
I might need to pull down Tyler Cox because right now he is putting a beat down. 40 laps led so far out of the 43. I think we're going to need a long flag run. I think Todd may have something for him. It's just that long green flag run not really working out for anybody right now. We may have some strategy playing out. That's Eric Mitch staying out. We're used to seeing him stay out trying to get bonus points. Man, I don't know. Also, guys, in the description, you will see a link to JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. We started that here back on July 21st, and we're going to continue all the way till August 21st. If you can, please share that to your Facebook, social media, anything. Donations are appreciated. It's awesome. All the money goes straight to them. JDRF, we do not see one red penny. Race off pit road. Tyler Cox barely beat one to race off pit road. But, yeah, please, please, please share that. I really would appreciate that. It'd be cool if we can raise $250 is the goal. It would be cool if we could raise that. Eric Borelli back on pit road. He's getting a lot of damage fixed. That's why you keep seeing him come down. If you look at it, his car's a little bit better than what it was. It's still out of shape just a little bit. A lot of that will get repaired. Cosmetic and stuff will get repaired, but it's really concerning about the engine damage if there is any and stuff like that. So we'll see. As I mentioned, pace lights are still on. We still got a little ways to go. We're not even halfway yet. 45 laps are complete out of the 188. We have had 4 cautions now for 17 laps. These guys did the same thing last time we was raced back in June. We had a lot of cautions early, but the race will go green. I promise you that. They always figure out a way. It's just a lot of... This place is so tough to drive here in these cars. I absolutely refuse to drive this place in these cars because it is so tough. So we'll have to wait and see. As the pace car will go around at least one more time. I think we're going to double them up this time. Do I see smoke out on track? Let me look. Eric Borelli still on pit road. Cody Blackmore on pit road. Getting damage fixed. Some of these guys are actually getting a lot of damage fixed. And they're going to go probably a couple laps down. Eric Borelli should be going this time. He just left pit road, I think. No, he will go another lap down, so we'll wait and see. Alright. The pace car light should be going off this time. I actually thought they may have delayed the green a little bit. Eric Borelli is back out there. I'm so sorry. By the way, Spence, I really do apologize.
Oh, you're good, Adam. I figure I'll come up here and help you in the broadcast booth for a little bit.
Man. You're more than welcome to. After what I just called you to do, yeah, you're more than welcome to. I think I might need to pull Tyler down and possibly jinx him.
Yeah, they wanted me to mention the Adam Chapman curse.
Yeah, it's I gotta have it. I've done it for like ever since I started broadcasting. As soon as I interview somebody, I feel like they wreck, like right after that. So I apologize.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it at all.
I'm gonna stop interviewing people to So, what are you feeling out there when you was out there on the track, man? It looks really slick.
Oh, it's so slick. Track, we thought, it was a little cool. The track temperature's not that high, but for some reason, just the sun on the track is making the track real loose. Rear end just wants to snap around. As you can see, it did to me coming out of 4.
Yeah. So we're back to green. Tyler Cox side by side with Todd Cray. I think Cray may have something for Tyler if we can stay green long enough. Or if he's able to get the clean air on his nose. But you see right there, Tyler able to pull just back out in front of him and clear him. Very impressed with Skyler right now, who's up to 3rd. I'm not sure how many incidences he has. I know he's gotten a couple people a couple times. We're seeing a pass possibly for 3rd place. Austin Marion took a peek to the inside. Not going to happen just yet. I do expect a groove to move up if it's anything like the K&N race last night. But with the heat, we just don't really know on what's going to happen with the long runs.
Yeah, it's just, we'll see if we can get a long green flag run. Yeah, I think, like you said, Todd Cray, I think he's got something for him on the long green flag run. But we'll just see what happens.
Looks like Austin Marion slid up, almost collected Skylar Allen, but that's going to open the bottom for Dylan Bose to try to put a pass on the inside. It looks like he will be able to clear the 65 and slide up in front of him. Todd is actually right on the bumper right now. Well, about 3/10 back from Tyler as we work off turn number 4. Also, I want to mention, Eric Borelli did not go 2 laps down. He actually only went 1 lap down. I thought that he was actually 2. Here comes Dylan Bose, taking a peek to the inside of Skylar Allen. He's going to take that one. Skylar slid up really far into turn 2. As we go back down to the 3 now. Pretty much single file all the way throughout the field. Not really much battling going on for the most part. A lot of these drivers just having a handful trying to not keep their car from spinning out, as we seen just a few minutes ago with Eric, who's in here now. But yeah, this track's a very tough track, though. Either way, I mean, this is a very hard track to race.
Yeah, it's a hard track to conquer. A lot of throttle control what these drivers are going through right now, just trying to keep the rear end under them and get some drive off the corner just to get some speed in, just to roll off the corner just quickly as you got on it coming down the straightaway. So these guys are doing a great job. Looks like we're going to settle in for a long green flag run here as long as everybody can keep it straight off 2 and 4.
You know, the track...
Bumps,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
so those bumps are kind of tricky once you're coming off of 2 and 4 at the top of the top groove. So,
you know, the track resembles Richmond in a lot of ways. It really does. The difference is the progressive banking, where we do expect, you know, the high line to come in a little bit, or the middle groove. Let's just say that, not really the high groove. But got a battle for the lead, by the way. Todd Cray looking to the inside of Tyler Cox, but this place is so, honestly, it may resemble Richmond. It is so much different, honestly, than Richmond. As far as characteristics and the way you drive the track. I feel like on this track you got to really attack the track. With Richmond, it's a little bit more different. You can more finesse the car. I don't know, you can kind of finesse the car here, I guess. But I feel like this right here is a really aggressive track compared to Richmond.
Yeah, I also think that this one's more, you get more into a fuel strategy with this track on long green flag runs than you would at Richmond.
Yeah,
but
the track feels bigger whenever you're racing it. It's not much bigger, but it really does feel bigger whenever you look and race it and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes on restarts you'll see these guys going four wide going into 1. So there's plenty of room and not touch anybody. So that's something to look forward to maybe later on in the race.
For sure. We got a good battle up front right now. Also, I thought something happened to Eric Borelli. So good battle is happening up front right now. Tyler is starting to move up a little bit. Todd's running the lower line. I'm not sure how long that will work with tire-wise. I don't know how long it takes for your tires to really give out. Being this track is at middle of the day or late afternoon compared to last time we ran here at night. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know what fuel mileage it is exactly. What is it, 60% fuel, right?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So it's probably a long fuel run. I'm going to guess, what, like probably 50 laps, I would guess?
Yeah, we're getting somewhere around 60 to 63 in practice.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Right now, only 6 drivers on the lap. If we have a caution, Eric Borelli will be your lucky dog. Cody Blackmore right now 3 laps down. He's back in 8th. And then, of course, I jinked Eric Spencer. He's back in 9th right now, but still a top 10. Oh, wow, Todd Cray really got a run on turn 2.
Yeah, Tyler got loose coming off 2 there.
Yeah, that's what happened. Tyler's a really good driver, but he may have his hands full in the car right now. This place will test the best of them. I ain't no lie. Coming in here, Tyler has been, you know, everywhere he races, he's usually up front whenever he does race. But there's some tracks that, and I've known Tyler for a while now, there are some tracks that he really struggles on. This is one of them tracks that he will struggle on, I think, on a longer run. When I think of Tyler, I do not think of him much as a short track type driver. He did, you know, race well a couple times. He can run good at Martinsville, but places like this, I feel like he struggles just a little bit. We got a caution. Skylar Allen, who's around on the front stretch. Yep, he spun it. Oh, kept it out of the wall though. So caution comes out on lap 61. You know what's funny? I just talked to Skyler too, and there he goes wrecking. So Adam Kerr strikes again. The field will be catching up to the pace car here in turns 2. And it looks like Skyler will actually be, well, 6th place because that's all we had on the lead lap. Eric Borelli will be your lucky dog once we hit the stripe. Everybody should be on pit road. That was an 18-lap run on that set of tires anyway. That was after they actually pitted, so it's a little bit less than that, about 15.
Yeah, and you can, just coming off the track, you could feel the fall off about 10, 15 laps.
Wow. Pit road's open, there they come. And it looks like Cody Blackmore will stay out and get the wave around here in just a moment, so that will put him now 2 laps down. Of course, I mentioned Borelli will be your lucky dog. I'm not sure how much more damage Borelli actually has. He's been on pit road quite a bit, getting a lot of that fixed after he got caught up earlier in a wreck. Here comes the drivers pulling into their pit stall, and it looks like, you know, you can actually, in a way, I don't know if Go Fast, I'd have to check the rules, if they have a rule about you can kind of cut some of this pit lane off and actually try to have a faster pit stop. I haven't seen nobody really do it yet. Tyler Kosk's going to win the race all pit road.
Yeah, he is.
And looks like Todd Cray will come out in 2nd. As we take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
We're the stronger than we look type. The braver than you think type. The type that knows the time will come when we put type 1 behind us. We're the progress is inevitable type. The hopeful for a cure type. The type that will stop at nothing until type 1 becomes type none.
Back here at Iowa, I accidentally cut the commercial off early because I hit the wrong button when I was trying to get my other commercial to get ready to pop up. Also joined in the booth by Lee. Oh, I thought I seen the wrong name. Lee Granty is in here as well, and I think I pronounced that right at that time. And Lee, glad to have you in here. Sorry for jinxing you.
No, hello everyone.
Sorry for jinxing you as well, Spence. I got both the drivers that I decided to put in the wall myself. Yeah, it's always a fun thing to do. So, Lee, you was out there on the track as well. I just talked to Spence about it. How tough was it out there?
Sideways, sideways, sideways. It's very slippery. Even if you hit the braking zone wrongly, you're gonna sort of like skip, lock up your front tires and go sideways.
I feel like when you're watching a lot of these guys race right now, I feel like I'm watching dirt, to be honest. Is that, Spence, in a way, is that kind of, you know, if you got dirt experience, does that help you drive a slick racetrack like this?
Yeah, it most definitely does. A lot of guys with the dirt experience love a loose race car, love it sliding around where they can catch it. They can keep it up. They can keep the speed up. I don't have that ability yet. I don't have that much dirt experience like we talked at Deldora.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep practicing on slick stuff, and I guess you get better at it.
Overall, let me ask both of y'all's opinion. With dirt being brought into iRacing, I don't race dirt because I won't race it until they add a license class. I won't even race host it hardly. Overall, do you think that makes oval drivers for asphalt a better driver overall? If you can learn dirt, that is.
I think it definitely teaches you car control and throttle control, right, which, you know, every racer on any type of form needs to know both those things. So being able to catch a car out of a slide and keep the speed up in it, you know, yeah, definitely it'll help you get out of a wreck on asphalt. I've done it a couple times tonight. So
Pace car coming out of turn 4. It's about to take a hard left-hand turn down into pit lane. Green flag is about to wave. And green flag is back out as we're back here racing again in Iowa. Tyler Cox alongside Todd Cray. Dylan Bowes, Austin Marion, your top 4. And I thought I seen somebody blinking, but maybe not. Did I see somebody blink? Maybe not.
It looks like Skylar Allen pulled down low.
Okay. I was about to say, I thought I seen somebody blinking. I'm not sure who it was. Eric Borelli, by the way, is back on the lead lap, so we'll be watching him close and see how that damage affects him. If it does, he's running in 6th right now. So now we got 7 cars on the lead lap, with Skylar Allen being the last of them because he did pull off track. This has a feel for a long green flag run, by the way, already.
The 16 had a great restart.
What place is he? Oh, yeah, first. Yeah, up to, what, 4 tenths? Almost 5 tenths now? Yeah. I feel like he's really good on short runs. I still feel like Todd may have something for him on the long run. Best lap of the race right now, by the way, was just put down by Todd Cray with a 22.950. And that's better, a little bit better than what Tyler's put down. Tyler's best lap, 22.980. And so we'll be watching that close. And it looks like Todd's trying to battle back a little bit. And as they cross the line, Todd actually was a little bit faster again that lap. Not by much, but a little bit. You know, we'll see how it affects overall long run if we get a long run. Dylan Bowes up to 3rd. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if we can keep a long green flag run, I think Todd's gonna. I think he's saving his tires and running a better line right now.
Yeah, I think he's got something.
Yeah, Tyler got a little loose coming out of 4 right there too. I feel like Tyler's pushing it a little harder when he's got fresh rubber on, which
That's
what everybody should do, because with the way the caution's been flying, he's going to get fresh rubber here again in 10, 15 laps.
Yeah.
So it's a good strategy, but I think Todd's going to play it right here. I think there's enough cars off the track to get a long green flag run in here and have to maybe get into some green flag stops.
You know, we've seen Lee win last week, and Lee, I think that locked you into the chase, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it did. How much pressure does that take off of you, knowing that you are going to make the chase? About 6 weeks now, I think, till the chase starts. So how much pressure does that take off of you, knowing that you have that win underneath your belt now?
I came in, I think I started the season very late, and then my points and the leader points have a great distance. So, right now I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about getting into the chase anymore because I'm in the chase.
So does that make it easier? Like, I jinxed you tonight and you went out and wrecked because of my fault. And does that make it easier? Does that make it easier though, coming into every race now, knowing that you have that, gap, I guess you could say?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like right now it's the challenge. If we get to run the same track in the chase again, right now is the chance to just push and see how much can you do. It's like a great practice, so-called practice race session.
Let's switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about the truck series. Spence, you're actually, by the way, this is where I got the points thing from. You fell back to second, which you was leading the points last week before we came into this week at Pocono. You finished, what place actually? You finished 17th in that race, but you don't have a win yet. As caution flies again, we'll take a quick look who it was. Who was it that went around? Hold on. Eric Minch? No, I thought I seen somebody smoking. Maybe not. Trying to find out what the caution was, guys. Give me just a second. Hopefully try to find that out, and we'll see if we can get it out. But let me ask you, Spence. You come in, and you're second in points right now in the truck series. Is there still a thing where you want to go out there and win? We don't have many more races left until the chase starts for the truck series. How important is it for you right now to go out there and get a win? Or is that, since you are up so high in points, are you worried about it?
It's one of those things, I had a small lead coming into Pocono this week, and then a pit road penalty, a speeding on pit road penalty kind of marred my night because we went 60 caution free, some 65 laps caution free, so no real chance to get back on the lead lap. lost the lead to a great competitor in Eric Borelli. But yeah, we come in every week trying to win races. There's tracks that I'm good at that I come in and plan on finishing up front, and there's places that I've just absolutely terrible. And the top 10, is something that will suffice. But with the way that the championship is set up, winning your end to the chase,
right.
You really want to go ahead and get that win out the way, but the tracks are ticking down. We're coming up to some good tracks for me. I love Michigan and Bristol. Got several wins in the trucks, both of those in official series.
Let me ask you a question about the Xfinity Series. This can kind of go for both of you all. After tonight, well, actually, we can count it after last week. The tracks get really tough. We go to Iowa, which is today. Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio, Bristol, Road America, and Darlington and then Richmond. So really, now until September 16th, the tracks are really tough. September 16th, Chicagoland. But how important is it for a lot of these guys that wants to get a win, coming in? How much pressure you think is on a lot of these guys to try to get a win, especially at such tough tracks, such as Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio?
I think tough tracks actually help guys to win because of everything is so unpredictable. Everyone have an equal chance to win. Tough track doesn't mean the best guy is gonna win because it's so tough tracks.
That is true. I can
understand a golden opportunity for first wins.
Spence, what's your thoughts on that? Same thing?
Yeah, I think the road courses are going to be, a wild card. I don't know how good these guys or what background they have in road course racing, but slinging these cars around road courses is pretty tough. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for everybody. So we'll see. It's like Lee said, it's a great equalizer.
A lot of guys are familiar with Watkins Glen because the Cup Series race, trucks on iRacing go there and stuff like that. I think Mid-Ohio and Road America is going to be the toughest tracks that we go to. Because they are a lot different than what we normally run. I mean, usually Mid-Ohio is what they run imps on. Road America, you run like Formula Renaults or something like that on. I'm looking forward to Mid-Ohio. That is one track I absolutely love. I'm not good at it. I'm really good at Watkins Glen, but I'm not good at Mid-Ohio. But I love watching the races there. And I love broadcasting road course races. So I hope we have a good turnout because that should make some really great racing, honestly, for a lot of different guys.
Yeah, I totally agree with you 100% with that statement. If we get a good car turnout, most of these guys, for the most part, race clean around each other. Most of these wrecks tonight, they're self spins, and mine I self spun and got into somebody. So don't let this be what you judge the drivers on. We've had 30 car fields that go green flag from start to finish. So
look at the truck series, for example.
Yeah, with the truck series,
And Pocono's no easy track not to have a caution on. You can have a caution on Pocono. If anybody out there races iRacing and have raced official truck on Pocono, you'll know it's hard to go green.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys pushing you. Everyone has different braking zones. You turn one and then bidding and banging.
It's very different, and it's even more different in the league because you got such good guys. You got guys that don't run higher splits. You got some guys that run bottom splits. That don't mean they're bad, but everybody races different, and it takes a while to get used to each other. But honestly, this track is just Iowa. That's why they're wrecking. I mean, let's just be honest. Pace car pulls in. Green flag is about to wave. Green flag is out. And keep your eye on that 65, by the way. He's slowly trying to creep his way up. He does have the inside line on Dylan Vose.
Let's see if Todd can get the drive off the turn 2 here on the backstretch. He's got a pretty good run on him coming in at 3.
What are you going to have to do? Right now, with the fresh tires, we know that you can run on the bottom and complete pass. If we do go long run, how do you kind of set up a pass, especially here?
Just basically wherever they go, you don't go. You got to take them on the high side. You got to take them on the high side. If they give you the bottom lane, you take them on the bottom.
This is one.
Kind of pray that it sticks.
This is one of the tracks you could have like a bump and run on. To be honest.
Yeah.
Ooh, 19 was a good save there. He got a little loose coming off turn 2. Dylan's actually keeping up with both of these guys. He's done a really good job.
Yeah, he's throwing his name in the hat for the win here tonight, isn't he?
Ooh, getting loose, but I mean, he's running he's just actually ran his best lap, a 23-second flat. So he's actually, oh, here comes Todd with a pretty solid run off turn 4. Not going to be able to get there yet.
Yeah, Tyler's just getting a better run off that top groove right now, coming out of the corner. Just getting better drive off.
Now I'm wondering whose tires it's eating up more. Is it hurting Tyler? Because he is running a little bit higher. It's probably hurting Todd a little bit more, but Todd is getting such big runs. Now they're running about the same line now. When you're running something behind somebody like this, like Tyler, for example, and you're Todd Cray, what are you looking for the driver or from the driver in front of you? Are you trying to follow his line? Are you trying to search around to see if you can find another line that's faster? I mean, what if Tyler is on a fast line?
Well, right now you just got to play his strategy. You know, what's he trying to do? You know, sometimes you just want to step behind him and ride for a couple laps, just sit in and start clicking laps off. You know, and then later on in the run, we'll see him start searching around where he's not, see if he can find a better line to get around him.
Todd gave up a little bit right there in turn 2, may go a little loose. A little bit further back, you see Eric Borelli. He's up to 6 still. He did get some of that damage fixed. He still has a little bit on his nose, but he is starting to ride on Austin Marin into 65. Austin coming in here leading the points lead. But this is actually a big pass if Eric can get around him, because if I'm not mistaken, they're about dead even. Yeah, Eric's only 3 points behind Austin right now entering into the knot. So, and actually Eric did stay out and lead 1 lap so far under caution, so I think that's an extra bonus point as well. So you never know.
Those bonus points are going to come into play late as the season keeps clicking down race after race. So whenever you can pick them up, pick them up.
Skyler being passed by the 65. That's going to push the 96 back to 5th place. I don't think he got in the wall. It looks like he did get a little bit. Not much, but he did get a little bit. He's looking back to the inside once again on the 65 as we work out of turn 4. This is pretty much the closest battle. First and second's about right there. We're keeping an eye on that as well. If that gets any close, I'll jump back up to that.
Skyler looking to the inside here of Austin. Austin with a big run off the backstretch here.
How hard do you got to drive it down into the corners to try to complete that pass? I mean, you see right there, Skyler didn't drive it as deep as what he probably could, but it looks like, I mean, you really seems like you really got to dive it in there to try to get a pass on somebody.
Yeah, you got to dive it in there hard and pray it sticks on that yellow line. If not, you'll wash up the track and take both of you out. So
not good.
I think tires also play a factor. If one tires are more, even harder to pass in Iowa.
Skyler actually chose the outside on that one. He got a big run off turn 4. He's actually made clearing. Yeah, he's going to clear him, I believe. Austin washes up the track a little bit, so it's 96 back into 4th spot. And that's pretty much like a slide job of what you would see on dirt. I mean, he slides right back in front of him where the 65 takes away his line. So a good pass there by Skyler. That was really nice. He may have found something here if he can keep running that line. Let's check his lap time. Actually, his lap time is actually really good. About on par. Actually, he was the 2nd fastest last time by. Wow. Actually, really close to our leader speed of 23.527 for Skyler and 23.524 for Tyler. So Skyler definitely found something while running behind the 65. Back up to 2nd place. Todd Craig still trying to figure out a way how to play the pass, and it's so tough to pass right now, man. I mean, honestly, it's very hard to pass here, it looks like. Just looking around the track, it looks like everybody pretty much single file, nobody really racing right now. Cody Blackmore, Eric Minch also still out on track, but they are 3 laps down and 8 laps down overall. Oh, 16 almost got in the wall. He may have scraped it a little bit, I'm not sure. So as I mentioned, next week we'll be live here again next Saturday night for Watkins Glen. I'm really looking forward to broadcasting that race. That's 62 laps. That's actually not a very long race. One of our shortest races, but it's 151 miles. Mid-Ohio is 163 miles. Then we go to Bristol, and then Road America. Road America is really short. It's actually 137 miles, which I believe is the shortest race of the season. I'm pretty sure. Actually, we've had a couple that was Bristol, of course, is not as long, but.
I heard that the road courses doesn't have a proper full lane caution.
Yeah, if they, I'm not sure how Go Fast is going to do it. I was wondering the same thing. How it's going to work. Will they throw a full course caution? I know the caution will show up on your screen unless you manually throw it. Race control would have to throw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would be the
As far
only
as
way.
my understanding is, unless something has changed, it will just be localized
That's what I
cautions.
thought. And it would have to be probably a big wreck. And somebody just blinked. Oh, Tom Curry blinked a little bit.
His blinking.
Well, that wouldn't be good. Not for him anyway. That would be absolutely horrible. Todd Cray comes in here leading the K&N Series points by a lot. I mean, let's just be honest. He came in here last night, dominated. He led, I think, what was it? I got the stats right here. Let me pop it up. 100 and I can't remember how many it was. It was like 100 and I think 24 laps, I believe. And I don't think the stats have been updated yet. They have not been updated yet, so I'll be watching it. But yeah, I mean, he pretty much came in and dominated. K&N also goes to Watkins Glen next week. We'll be broadcasting that. It's 50 laps. And as I mentioned, Todd Cray, a little over 114 points now over Kyle Frame. We do got a battle up front, though.
Yeah, Todd's past couple of laps, he just keeps inching closer and inching closer.
I think the 16 burned up his tires too early.
It's a good possibility. Last time by 23.699 to a Todd Cray 23.666. Fastest car on the track last time I was Dylan Vose with a 23.636.
Yeah, he's closing fast too.
And the more they race, the more he's going to close in, right? I mean,
Yep.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
It's a happy man sitting in third place.
Skylar's up to fourth still, and he's still running really consistent laps and fast laps. Actually, our top four is the only ones, now our top three, the only ones running 23-second laps, and I say that in Austin Aaron, we're 23. But right now, our top three, the fastest out on the track. Not much of a surprise there. Actually, you know, I really didn't think Dylan actually was that fast here when he put down qualifying. He started fourth, which is pretty solid, but he fell back a little bit at the start, and now he's starting to work his way back up to third. So we are getting a long green flag run. This is actually the longest green flag run. I probably just jinxed it.
Yeah, we're getting ready to complete lap 22 of this green flag run.
So that's a pretty long run. The tires are pretty much gone now, right? From what I heard earlier, but it takes about 15 laps for the tires to really start disappearing.
Yeah, right now they're on ice skates and just working that throttle
And
to
just
keep it
hoping
underneath
stays
them.
on.
Yeah, just hoping it stays underneath them.
So right now, I'm going to jinx it again. We are on par for the same amount of cautions. Actually, no. We're actually under what we had last time we raced here. So that's good news. Bad news is these guys still got a lot of laps left, and we can still have that many.
Yeah, a lot of laps left.
This may be, I think this right here could go green for a while, though. Unless something happens that we just don't see.
Todd, get on the brakes there.
Todd's looking really fast right now. He's putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yep.
Who's got more pressure in this situation, you think? The 16 or the 21, honestly? The 16
The
got the
16.
clean air.
Yeah, just one mistake. The 21 is gonna pass him. Just one mistake.
Yeah, because 21's giving him a rear view mirror full of front bumper.
And if you're watching your mirror, of course.
Yeah, you just keep looking back there. It's just going to draw your attention away from what's going on in front of you, and that's all you need to pay attention to. So hopefully he's just doing that and not paying attention to Todd. But Todd's putting a little work over on him right now. Let's see what happens.
And we see if you hit the line wrong. We've seen this. We've seen Lee do it a little while ago as well.
Yep.
If you hit the line wrong, you're going to wash up the track and get the loose stuff, and that is what spins you around. Or you just keep going up the track and you just pancake the wall a little bit. So you got to really focus on your lines. What I've noticed, this is a really sensitive track.
One more thing we forgot to talk about is the pit roads here. The pit roads here is kind of tricky. It's like at the end of the corner, you don't see the entrance at all, and then you have to dive into the pits.
What is the speed limit for pit? Is it 35?
40.
40, okay. So that's tough. I mean, especially if we do have to pit under green, that's going to be very tough.
Yeah, you're gonna see some guys spinning out going into the pits.
You had that problem, didn't you?
Me? I didn't have it. No, you guys didn't see anything.
Sorry, I know I'm jinxing it, or I know I said that. Yeah, after I already wrecked you and stuff.
But for sure, if there's a green flag pit stop, it's gonna play a big factor.
So we all watched the battle for the lead. Todd Cray. Oh, Tyler may have got the wall.
Oh, got loose.
Is he going to get him here in turn 3?
Yeah, he's going to be side by side.
Yeah, going into 3. Todd's going to try to get that big run off that top line, but he's in the wall. He got into the wall.
Side.
This is good racing right now, man. Tyler's got his whole side full right now. Todd Cray. Todd actually led that lap. Oh, Tyler pushed up. Wow, how did he keep the speed off the corner?
Wow, nice. I think
that was
incredible.
He's just... And the pass is complete.
Passing.
New leader, 21, Todd Cray.
Oh, 16 in the wall.
Tyler in the wall.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. That may open the door for
Dylan Vo's going to look inside. Oh, he hold it on to second.
I'm actually surprised. He hit that wall hard.
Yeah, and drug it for a long way.
Yeah, you can see the damage a little bit on that right front. Now that would be awful. I don't want to jinx Todd by saying that, but I'm so happy with the plate count. That would be bad after finally getting the lead, you know, after because he worked on Tyler for a long time. And we thought he had the fastest car on a long run. And it did show. Tyler got his hands full right now. Any chance of pitting early? I mean, honestly, we still got a little ways to go. What is this, like 30 laps now on this run so far? A little over 30?
Yeah, it's close to that.
It's been 35 since the last call, since the green flag, or since they pitted for tires. Let's put it that way. And then of course green.
If you're going to short pit, your window's going to open up in about 13 laps to get you to the end. So about 13 laps, we'll see what we got.
Dylan Vo's taking a peek to the inside. Not going to be able to get there yet. Tyler really struggling. He is almost losing it off the corner every time. We're right on board with the driver of the 16. Coming through. Oh!
Dylan got into him.
Tyler trying to save it. What a save.
Nice save. Nice
Holy
save.
cow, what a save. Let's take a look to see what happened. We're instant replay. Yeah, you was talking about how tough it is to pass on the low side once tires get wore. You seen it right there. Dylan just washed up into him. Definitely wasn't on purpose by any means, but he did wash up into him. Good save by Tyler's part, though. And he's high once again. You got to be careful, especially running that high. We'll see how everything plays out. So if any of these drivers short pit, Austin Marion, by the way, is on pit road. He is coming down, so possibly he's short pitting. I was going to say, out of all the drivers that's on the lead lap, who would be you think that would be the one to short pit? My opinion was Skylar Allen. That's the first person that came to my mind.
Yeah, Skylar, he plays that strategy a lot in the trucks. I race with him every week, so well, you know, that's my bet too. If somebody does short pit, it's going to be Skylar Allen.
He uses a lot of strategy. Sometimes it helps, sometimes not so much.
Well, when you got guys, that come in every week and that are just bad fast as soon as they pull them off the trailer at any track we go to, you got to try something. Yeah. You got to throw a Hail Mary pass. That's what I did at Pocono, right. And in the truck series, I didn't have any speed, but I had a little bit of strategy, and I short pitted. I had figured out the fuel window, and I short pitted, and I even came out in front of the leader, and it was going to work out just fine for me. And I got caught on speeding on pit road right at the last cone. So that ruined my night.
Nobody wants to be a field filler. Let's be honest, they don't. They don't want to just come here just to take up spots. Everybody comes in here to win, or at least have a solid run. By the way, we got Skylar Allen. Well, never mind, it's Austin looking to the side. So there's a difference on fresh tires and old tires. Nobody wants to be a field filler by any means. Every one of these guys want to win. Trust me, they really do. Of course, some tracks, you're going to come in for points only. You're not going to win just because you don't like the track or you're not good at the track. When you've got somebody like Tyler that comes in, he's got a 2400 I rating, which is the highest in the field. A lot of guys in here have really good I ratings, of course. And but when you see somebody like him come in, can you learn anything by watching somebody like him run? And then it makes you better overall? I mean, we've seen right there, he did lose the lead, so he's beatable. But what's your opinion when you see, someone like that high of an I rating come in, honestly?
I like seeing it. I like seeing it. Lee, what do you like? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, Lee.
It's okay. Okay. we know that they have a higher I rating than us. I mean, obviously, they're going to do obviously, they're better at stuff that we don't.
Yeah.
So it's like we run behind them, we actually learn a lot of stuff. For example, if you watch replays of other guys, you watch them how do they pedal through the turn, you know.
Right.
They don't just lift, they step on it, lift it, you know, just pedal through the turns. It actually makes you a little bit faster.
I see what you're saying. Ben, what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, when I first joined iRacing, I was strictly a short track guy, and then I got onto a team where I did nothing but spot for guys that had I ratings well over 3,000, 4,000, and that's on that team, I watched them for almost a year, spotting for them every race, NIS races, league races, and I learned a lot from those guys. Because spotting for them, I get to see their throttle control, like Lee was just pointing to, but also get to see their line and how they run in traffic and how they get to, when they get to lead, how do they keep the lead? They say getting the lead's easy, keeping it's the hard part. So learning that stuff. Middle reps, watching these guys run, the replays, like Lee said, all that stuff helps. But, you got to keep those mental reps, and racing's a mental game. If you can mentally see the track, and your body will follow it as long as your mind can see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, we got a wreck.
Oh.
Tyler Cox into Austin.
Oh, no, big wreck. Oh, big truck, Skyler.
Oh, Skyler.
He is blown up. And
DQ'd.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yep, same thing what we seen earlier when when Dylan ran up the track, and then Tyler that time washed up the track and unfortunately took Skyler out. Skyler, once again, nowhere to go. We've seen that so many times this season from him. Nowhere to go, riding on board with Skyler Allen. And you can see, he really didn't see much. There was a ton of smoke. Coming to the turn, we'll take one more look from on board. There's your smoke I was talking about. You can see it. He actually thought he was clear. And Tyler came back up the track a little bit, and unfortunately, Colette Skyler, by the way, he was having such a great run. I mean, it's going to be tough. He's still going to finish fairly decent, but I think he will fall all the way back to, looks like 8th at least. So, that's got to be tough. It looks like Tyler Cox is done as well. So, wow.
Oh, no. I think that was a lap down car that took out the 16.
I think you're right. Yeah, you are.
Oh, no. That's bad.
Austin had the fresher tires. You're right. Yeah, he just came out of the pit stop too long ago.
Okay, but this sport, right? This is exactly what happens most of the time. It's like the guys inside is gonna think that the guys on the outside is gonna run very high on top through the exit. Right. When you assume, then something's gonna happen when you assume.
Dylan Vose wins the race off pit. Really? Holy cow! His pit stop was amazing. 12.8 second pit stop for Dylan, and wins the race off pit road, and will be your new leader. That's pretty impressive. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this.
We're the stronger than we look type. The braver than you think type. The type that knows the time will come when we put Type 1 behind us. We're the progress is inevitable type. The hopeful for a cure type. The type that will stop at nothing until Type 1 becomes Type None.
Welcome back to Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Grand National Series. That's a mouthful sometimes, I tell you, boys. We are live here at Iowa for the Iowa 188. Just seen a 3-car wreck with Tyler Cox, Skylar Allen, and Austin Marion. I gotta feel bad for Skylar for one, and you gotta feel for Tyler as well, leading that many laps, gets disqualified or ultimately out of the race. But you got to feel for Skylar a lot. He was just running his race, was doing a really good job back and forth, and then really couldn't see where to go with all the smoke, and ultimately he ran into the side of Tyler. So that's pretty much been his luck for this year. I mean, he's not going to fall too far back. I mean, you know, honestly, he's only going to fall back. I think Eric is done with the race. I believe he's pretty much out. Lee, I think if they're not out, I think they wouldn't have enough time to catch anyway. But pace car is about to pull in because I wrecked them too. That's why they're out, if y'all are wondering. And green flag back up. Dylan Bose, somebody didn't go. 21 did not go.
No, yeah, 21 he blinked out. Gives Borelli second place.
Now Todd may have a little. Let's look at his restart. Yeah, I think he just blinked and didn't know when he went. Good job by Austin on checking up and not getting to the back of him. How about Eric Borelli?
I know, right?
He wrecked, went 2 laps down at one point, multiple laps down at some, just going lap after lap, and back on the lap on his second, and you know he's got a chance to finish in top 3, which would be amazing, by the way, if he is able to come back and finish strong in the top 3, and which, by the way, I don't know how it's going to work in points because Austin right now is in 4th, so we'll have to wait and see. Dylan is your leader. Actually,
Todd looking inside of Borelli here, going into 1.
Ultimately, we think Todd is going to get back up there, especially on a longer run. Oh no!
He's spinning.
In a wall. Oh no! He's going to get back going, but I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised he didn't blow up. Lee didn't you do the same thing, and you blew up.
Yeah.
Like, what is the chance? Like, he didn't blow up.
I think he's down on horsepower now.
He's got to be down on power. I would.
Yeah. But he still can get a good finish, Wing.
Oh, he is actually. Oh, I was about to say he disconnected. Never mind. He's back in now. I want to mention, by the way, I did get a message from Tyler Cox for people that are wondering. He said that after he did the save, when him and Austin got into it, or him and Dylan got into it, that he felt like it killed his tires and he just didn't have anything left, and which ultimately led for him sliding up into 3 and getting with Austin and causing that big wreck that we just came off of. So, you know, he didn't do a great job on saving. By the way, Todd Cray on pit road. So that may actually end his night.
Yeah, he blew up, I think. He blew on 10-4.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's pulling in. He's really under power. So that's going to end his night. And unfortunately, you know, 2 of our fastest cars are done. But in other good news, I guess, Dylan Bose, Eric Borelli, both, really anybody right now still has a chance at winning. I mean, you know, this race is not over. It's a long race. I mean, 188 laps was definitely a long race.
Just one mistake. That's all it takes.
One mistake and it's done. I mean, we don't have a lot of cars left. And guys, if anybody is out there interested in watching this league, that is looking for a league, trust me, come and race this league, because they got a lot more drivers. There's just not a lot of drivers here because a lot of people don't like this track. And honestly, this track, I'm brutally honest when it comes to iRacing and broadcast. I've always been honest with everybody when it comes to broadcasting. This track is garbage when it comes to iRacing. Honestly, it's so tough to pass. It's so tough to race. Like,
but I like this track.
I don't like
I kind of like it.
Like, I like to race it. Like, if I'm broadcasting, I like to race it. If I'm racing, no. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just bad at it because I cannot race. I never want to race here. I probably never will.
I mean, I'm still very new to iRacing. This is like my 4th month in iRacing.
Really?
Yeah, this is my 4th month.
It's not as bad at night time though, compared to late afternoon.
Yeah.
With the track
changes.
Yeah.
Whole track changes.
So maybe that's what
From
it
grip
is.
to slick.
But don't let this for precautions and stuff with Rex and say, don't let that make up your mind if you want to join this league. Trust me, these guys know what they're doing, and I promise you that. It's just this track. It is so tough to race on. Like I mentioned earlier when Eric was in here, Pocono from this week, caution-free the entire race. And that was 60-something laps. And honestly, if you look, we've only had, I think, 7 cautions. That's not bad for 141 laps. Honestly, it's not. The race today that happened at Iowa, they had just as many. I mean, so, it's just part of racing. You just never know what kind of race.
I agree. But if the field was to be a little bigger, I think these cautions will be really, really fun.
Yeah. And usually, I mean, both y'all know, both you guys in here, y'all race it regular. We've had some big fields. And, I mean, this last week at Indianapolis was a
20
field.
Yep.
I think it was 31 people, I think, last week. 31, I believe. No, I'm sorry. It was 19 last week at Indianapolis. So pretty good. But we've had, I think, 25, 26 drivers, and the whole race, we only had like 2 cautions. So it's honestly just a track. So if anybody is interested, there is a link in the description. Go Fast Racing. They race 3 different series. Actually, they race 4 because the modifieds race on Saturday mornings. Well, Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Eastern time. But they race the K&N, which is on Friday. They race trucks, which is on Thursday. And then they race the Xfinity, which is tonight, and modified Saturday afternoon. They are planning on adding more series. That was announced on their Facebook page. I think that they're adding a Cup Series
next year.
Yeah,
next season, right?
Yeah, we're changing Thursday night to we're going to rotate weeks. One week we'll run the trucks, and then the next week we'll run the K&N series. Friday nights will be the Xfinity series next season, and then Saturdays will be the Cup series.
And I know from my team for Overtake, which Tyler was on, I know Joe Bichette that runs the K&N series. He's really looking forward to that because he just runs K&N because of work and stuff like that. So he's really looking forward to running the Xfinity schedule next season. And, honestly, if anybody is out there looking, go check out their website. You can get in contact. There's a, if you go to their website, you'll see all of the information there, and how to get in contact with them, I believe, is on there as well. I think it's on there. I'm trying to find out. I can't find out if it's actually on there or not.
Adam,
go ahead.
Do you know my time zone?
You're in Singapore, correct?
Yeah.
What time zone? It's like 9:30 a.m.
It's 11:27 a.m. Sunday.
Wow. See, like,
yeah.
Like, hey,
One day
you just woke up not too long ago.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Like, for me, that's weird, man. I don't know. I know it's probably not weird for you, but
It's kind of early for me, I kind of want to sleep during my weekends.
I don't blame you. I broadcasted a league before. They was over that way, and I had to wake up, I think, at 9 a.m. And broadcast on Sundays. And
that feelings, I know.
And for them, it was like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. or something like that. It was normal for them, but yeah.
Great timing for games and shit.
And one funny thing about it was, and I'm not laughing about any of it. Well, it's kind of funny because they even laughed at me. Was they wanted me to broadcast, but I'm English. I only know English. But they was, I think, Russian. They only spoke Russian, I think, or something. And it was kind of funny because they'd all laugh at me during the interviews because they had no idea what I was saying.
Okay, imagine. Okay, I'm a Chinese, so imagine I'm broadcasting the NASCAR in Chinese. Wouldn't that be fucking weird? Like, duh.
That's funny. All right, so the second place, Eric Borelli right now, running in second. Austin Marion back in third. Austin's actually having a solid run, honestly, for his. I don't think he'll be able to lose his points lead. It's going to be very close. I think he'll keep it by like 1 unless something happens to Eric or Dylan or whoever wins. We just don't know yet. But Austin's 2 laps down right now to Eric. So the way they're running right now, it's going to be Dylan and Eric finishing first and second. There is still a battle with Austin and Cody Blackmore. They are on the lead lap for 3rd place. And then Eric Minch, who's 5th. By the way, Eric Minch comes in here, and he's never really the fastest. Honestly, he's not. But he runs so smooth. And if you look at his points, he's up there in points.
He survives.
Yeah, he survives the races, and that's all you can do. That may be all he needs to do.
Yeah, it's crazy. He puts down like 4-minute qualifying lap times.
I mean, he's third in points right now. That's impressive.
There's a new rule about that.
Yeah, he's 3rd points in the truck race too, in the truck series too.
I'm sure I'm not looking at the truck. No, is he 3rd in trucks as well?
Yeah, it's the Eric and Eric show in the truck series.
He knows, don't he? He already got it planned. I mean, you got to give him credit though. I mean, he's that's what it takes. I mean, he's kept his cars fairly fast. Yeah, I mean, especially at a place like this where, it's tough to race anyway. Maybe he knows, like, hey, I'll just go here and just take my time and do what I need to do. And come in. By the way, these guys got a pit. They've been after 28 laps so far on this set of tires.
The fuel will last. Now they'll want tires anytime now, but the fuel will last. So we'll just see if Dylan pits for tires right now. I think Eric will stay out.
Yeah, I agree. If Eric pits, I think Dylan will come in. I think. So I'm sitting here looking. The fastest times on track, actually, Eric Borelli a little bit slower last time. Dylan Bowes, I think, has this race wrapped up as long as nothing happens.
That's it. Just cruise to victory.
Yeah, I mean, he can honestly take his time a little bit. He can actually save some tire. Maybe. I mean, you don't want to save too much because Eric's only 5 seconds behind him, but he can save a little bit if he needs to. And give up some. I mean, but Eric's got to be ecstatic right now. I mean, honestly, he didn't. I ruled him out. I didn't think he had a chance. Maybe that's what I need to start doing to you guys instead of saying y'all are doing good. Just rule you out of the whole race because honestly, last week I didn't think Lee would win. I
didn't know I would win too. I really that
was an aggressive move at the end of the race, but you did it, and I mean you made it work perfect. Honestly, that was a great move that you made. I mean, you had to do it. I applaud you for it. So.
I didn't even expect that, really. I just, right place at the right time, just perfect,
If none of you guys have not seen the Xfinity race from last week at Indianapolis, go check it out. It's on this YouTube channel. You will see a very exciting race. Last week was an example of how well this week race. It was a very fun race to watch and broadcast. Honestly, I loved watching it. As I've always said, this is my favorite league to broadcast. Out of all the guys that we broadcast for. We broadcast Go Fast 3 times a week. And honestly, they're really good people overall. But I love broadcasting this league because of, I guess you could say, the diversity of drivers that's in it. Seeing how clean some of the races can be. And I love it. And I think it makes it really fun to watch. And I hope it makes it fun for everybody else that does watch it. And I hope it shows a lot of it.
Do you watch the Cup race in Indiana?
Let me think. Did I watch that? The brick car? Yeah, I watched the end of it.
That Casey Kane win was almost exactly like mine.
Yeah, you're right. By the way, yeah, that was an insane race. Out of all the Indianapolis races I've watched in my life, because I grew up a Jeff Gordon fan. Of course, the first one's probably my favorite because he won, but that was probably one of my favorite Indianapolis because it wasn't boring. Most of the Indianapolis races are really boring. That was actually a really good race, I thought. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of beat-up cars, but all in all, I thought it made racing better, honestly.
Yep. But what do you think of the restricted plate in Indiana?
I liked it in the Xfinity car.
Why?
I don't know why. I think it's something different. I don't know if I want to like it if they bring it to Cup, which they probably will. I don't know if I like it as much, honestly, because I think you kind of got to leave that element out of it with the Cup car.
You see, from a point of view, if you put restricted plates, then all those craft
it's
that
just
go
gonna
into the
be-
turn is going to be so balanced. They're not
Exactly.
going to fly up the track.
And that's what what worries me the most about it. I think it's just going to be back and forth constantly. And I know a lot of fans like that, and I like it when they're close near each other. But at the same time, I think you've got to leave, it also in the hands of the drivers as well. I mean, if your team's faster, you should be faster.
One lap is about 50 seconds, so if they put in a restrictor plate, I think one lap is gonna take about 1 minute.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'll take at least 58 seconds. Yeah, I'll say so. Out of all the tracks that we race, go ahead, Spence. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if NASCAR, if we're getting into this conversation, NASCAR needs to go back to its roots. The push west was, it was good for the sport at the time.
Right.
People out there, I'm from the Southeast where NASCAR reigns king, no matter what's going on, with the car of tomorrow, horrible days, we still love NASCAR around here.
Yeah,
but, and the push west is, I think is what hurt the sport. I think they got too big. It was a spectacle to those people, so they would come out and fill out the 200,000 seat stadiums. But you're not doing that anymore. No. and I think if you want to get back to that, to where it's a spectacle, I think you're gonna have to one, take some downforce off these cars and let the drivers and the crews do what they do to make the racing better. And I think we got to cut off at least 25% of the cookie cutter mile-and-a-half tracks.
I agree. What's your thoughts overall on stage racing? We don't have it in iRacing yet. I Go Fast don't have it. What's your thoughts, both of you, on stage racing?
I love it.
You like it?
It's so exciting.
Spence,
It creates a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd have loved it in the in the 90s, early 2000s. But I love it with this car because this car has so much downforce. It makes it pretty much impossible to pass unless you just got the magic setup that day and your guy knows how to drive that car with that setup. It's the past couple years have turned me down from NASCAR. It's been a turn off, but I still, I watch every week. I tune in, the race hub and all that jazz. But the fans have spoken, and your core group is in the Southeast, and there's core groups spattered, sprinkled across the United States. But your core group of race fans and people that get into racing, that's in the Southeast, and it works for this car. I'll say that it works for this car.
I like it for the younger kids that's trying to get into it, or willing to give it a shot. I think it makes it a lot more interesting for them. Because you're not just sitting there for 400 laps just watching cars go in a circle. You want to bunch them back up. Most kids, honestly, you just want to see wrecks. Let's be honest. And I think stage racing creates a lot of drama and possible wrecks. I mean, I don't like watching cars wreck personally. I'd rather watch them race for 400 laps without caution because I like watching people race. That's what I'm there to see. And
it's just hard to race with this new car.
Exactly.
It's so hard to race with it.
So you got to bunch them back up.
I'm not very new to. I'm pretty new to NASCAR too. But Spencer, from what you say, that the Cup car now have more downforce than the last time.
I think.
Oh yeah. The Gen 6 car is the most downforce car that NASCAR has ever produced.
Really?
And, yeah.
They try to take some of it away this year.
Yeah, but how much are you going to take away?
You're not taking a lot.
when you got the front splitter sucked to the nose and you got side skirts sucked to the ground,
I thought that the Cup car now has less downforce than 2013.
I mean, it might have a little less downforce than 2000. Well, no, when they go to the Gen 6, was it 2013 when they went to Gen 6?
2014.
2014.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I can't remember. It was after. I thought it was after the car tomorrow. It was, right?
Yeah, it was after the car tomorrow, but I can't remember if it was 13 or 14.
I don't know why I'm thinking 12, but
it might have been 12.
I don't know either, honestly.
But yeah, it just all that downforce. As far as the safety standpoint goes, I guess it makes it a little bit more safer, but cars are still wrecking and they're still hitting the wall at 200 miles an hour. So I think we need to go. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I think we need to go back to more mechanical grip, less downforce.
Yeah, I agree.
And let the drivers drive. That's what they're paid to do. And
I hate seeing cars that drive themselves. You know, and cookie cutter tracks do that, honestly.
Yeah, because everybody, like, I think, you should keep the famous mile and a half, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Keep Texas.
Like that,
but, Chicagoland, just to give, those little sprinkle out there. But to have 60% of the season on cookie cutter tracks is just, if you're supposed to be the best of the best, then you should be on different tracks, different circuits, different surfaces, week in and week out.
I want to see them race a lot of different tracks too. Me personally, I never thought they should have took away a race in New Hampshire for next year. I thought they should have left New Hampshire and taken it from Pocono.
Yeah, well,
that was just my opinion.
I don't think Phoenix should have 2 races.
Yeah, Phoenix shouldn't. I agree too.
So
I don't think Las Vegas needs 2 races.
Nope.
I think we need. I think you should keep the 4 super speedways, the 4 race tracks at 2 mile or 2 mile tracks, 8 to 10 mile and a halves, 4 to 6 road courses, 4 to 6 short tracks, and those mile tracks. Those little.
And I like the idea of them putting a chase or a road course in the chase, but I still don't know. I still don't know how it's going to work.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
I don't know.
Will change a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of road course in the chase.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of stadium.
I'm not
stadium
a fan
road
of Charlotte
courses.
Road course. I'm not either. I want to see them go like someplace. I know they can't because of contract issues. I want to see them go a place like Circuit of the Americas.
It'd be a great track. Sonoma, not Sonoma, but not Sonoma. We already go to
Watkins Glen would be good.
Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca would be a great track for it.
Fun.
That would be awesome.
Imagine the cars taking the corkscrew.
Going down the tunnel turn at Laguna Seca.
How's it gonna fly?
Imagine the corkscrew.
Oh my god!
The corkscrew. That'd be so awesome.
That'd be so fun to watch. All right, back to iRacing. Real fast, let me get this before we wrap up this race because Dylan Bowes pretty much driven away with it right now, 7.5 seconds ahead. Over the next few weeks, we know the tracks. All the tracks we go to, which track are you guys looking forward to the most?
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen, okay.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm looking forward to Bristol in the trucks.
I think I'm going to bring home Darlington too.
I'm looking to bring home my first green flag or my first checkered flag of the season in the trucks at Bristol. Like I'm calling it now.
See, I'm looking forward to Bristol. See, I'll be broadcasting the Bristol K&N and truck race. I won't broadcast the big race or the Xfinity race because I'll actually be at Bristol. But it kind of sucks. I was looking forward to broadcasting that, but I got offered to go. Of course, I want to go. I'm really looking forward. I love watching trucks run at Bristol. It's so much fun. All right, so Dylan Bowes coming around turn number 2. He has, I ain't going to say he put a beat down on nobody because, honestly, I didn't think he would really be there, as I mentioned earlier. But that goes to show that if you show patience, you can be the guy to be leading at the end of this thing. I mean, we've seen it last week with Lee. We've seen it this week with Dylan. You show enough patience, you're going to be there at the end as long as you can show that you can be there. And Dylan done a great job of doing that. He comes in here, by the way, back in the, what place is he? I think a little bit further back in the field on the standings in Xfinity. He's only been in 7 races now, 20th in points, but it is going to be his first win, so that'd be cool. Hasn't got a win all season. This is actually his only second top 5, so that's pretty cool. And here he comes again, working on turn 2. 7.9, almost 8 seconds back is Eric Borelli. Eric's got to be happy with finishing second. Austin Marion will finish 3rd. It's going to be interesting with the points, but Cody's going to finish 4th, and Eric Mitch will finish 5th. If we stay green, which I'm pretty sure everything's good to go with that. The closest battle we do have out on the track is for 3rd, actually, with Cody Blackmore and Austin Marion. The 28 is running him down. He's about 8 tenths back, so the race is not quite over yet for them. We'll see. That is our closest battle on the track. Through turn number 4, white flag in the air this time for Dylan Bowes. And by the way,
see if he can keep it, not get a little squirrely off too, like he did last lap.
I've seen him get in a couple. And by the way, the battle for 3rd really heating up, so we'll be watching that closely as well. Down the backstretch, he does keep it straight through turns 3 and 4. And Dylan Bowes will come home in P1 tonight after starting back and forth and win here at Iowa for the Go Fast Racing League Grand National Series, sponsored by Lazy Days Racing. Second place will come to Eric Borelli.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here goes Cody.
Oh, no.
Cody looking underneath. Going to be close to the finish.
No,
Awesome.
I don't think he's going to be able to pull him.
Great run. That was a good.
He lost
good
too
shot.
much momentum.
Yeah, he drove it hard into 3.
That was a good try. So here's your winner. We will be interviewing the top 3. By the way, Dylan Bowes, Eric Borelli, Austin Marion. We'll be talking to all 3 of them. Dylan going to burn the house down for his first career victory here in the Xfinity car.
Survived the race.
That was a good run for him. I'm proud to see him win there. He's been trying so hard, you can tell, and he got it done. He's definitely burning the tires off. As he burns it down, we will pull him in and talk to him. Hey, Dylan, you got a copy?
10-4 on that, Adam.
Started back and forth, and I'm going to be honest, I just told these guys I didn't think you had it in you. I said the same thing last week, but we mentioned as long as you show patience, you can get it done. You did it. 62 laps total laps led here tonight, man. Talk us through that.
Oh, man, where do I start? I was wrecked within the first 50 laps, so that didn't change. And then I battled my way through, and honestly, had Todd Crate not disconnected, I don't think I would have won that race.
Well,
he and Tyler were just too dang fast, so I guess you just got to be lucky and good to win these things. So I was lucky and good tonight.
Yeah, we've seen how tough this place is to drive. We actually seen Todd lose it coming off turn 2. We've seen a bunch of guys do that. How tough was this place to drive?
Oh my gosh, it's the first, I don't know, 10, 15 laps where the car was sketchy everywhere. I mean, if you had a little bit too much brake in it, the thing will snap sideways on you on the entry, and then you're along for the ride. But after, like, I want to say 20 or so laps, the thing actually drove pretty good. But and then the later part of the run, the car just got a little bit tighter every lap, so you just had to battle with that the past couple, or the last couple laps of the run.
So you come in here, this is your first victory, by the way, only your second top 5, which is amazing, by the way, because we always see you up towards that, top 5 area, and something happens ultimately towards the end or middle of the race or something. But you get your first victory, which is absolutely huge, by the way. Next week we head to Watkins Glen. Are you planning on racing Watkins Glen?
Actually, I plan on racing every single one of these races since I got to win.
Yeah, right. All right, man. How do you feel about heading to Watkins Glen? That's a fun place to race.
Oh, that place is fun, but it's tricky.
It is.
It's you can't overdrive it. It's a bit like this place, except it's a road course. You can't really overdrive it, but it's super fast, and you got to be committed everywhere. That's going to be the big thing. I have a feeling we'll see a bunch of signals charge spins in the bus stop, though.
That's a possibility, man. You come in here and put a good beat down, I guess, after 62 laps led. It shows you how good you was here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my family and friends. You guys for putting on the broadcast. Adam made me look good. Skyler and Nate for dealing with everybody after the races and stuff, being good admins, and I just want to thank everybody.
Man,
really a pleasure to win here, especially
job.
when I didn't think I'd win.
Hey, great job, man. Like, you deserve it. Good job.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Next up, I just cut him off, by the way. Next up, we'll bring in Eric Borelli, who will finish in second place. Hey, Eric, you got me?
Mr. Chapman, good evening, sir.
Well, you had a fun night, huh?
Oh, my God, dude. Let me tell you, sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky. We sucked tonight off the truck. It was so bad. And it was just luck that we ended up where we did. Like you said, we jumped to bed during practice. You know what I mean? We were up there for a little bit, and then we started the race. And we'll start in the back. We'll see what happens. And, it just went all downhill from there. Now, luckily, we were able to come home second, which is beyond me. They're going to play the lotto tomorrow, But all in all, I guess for what it was worth, it was a good night.
We've seen that you got caught up a little bit in some race. We've seen you spin twice, by the way. I actually got a pretty good shot of that. Sorry. But overall, man, you battled back. Whose call was it to go ahead and come down pit road? Was it your call or was it your spotter's call to go ahead and come down pit road, go ahead and get a lot of your damage taken, or go ahead and get a lot of your damage fixed, and even go two laps down a couple times?
Yeah, due to the size of the field tonight, Tim and I talked about it, and we bounced it back and forth, and we figured, you know what, we'll pit, we'll go a lap down. I'm sure there's going to be more cautions because it was just trending that it was going to be a caution-filled night, and, sure enough, there was a caution. We'd get the lucky dog, we'd come back on the lap, we'd go another 2 laps down. We started with like 5 minutes repair, and we got it all repaired. And like I said, it kind of worked out. It was just a really freaky night,
Now, I don't know how points are looking. I think that you're only 1 point behind Austin Marion. You may be in from front of him. I'm not 100% sure because you did have the bonus lap. Y'all may be tied, but of course you do have the wins. So you're already in the chase. But next week, things get very exciting. We go road course racing, actually back-to-back road courses. Watkins Glen, how do you feel about going there?
Glen I'm pretty good at. I'm relatively comfortable at the Glen. The road course after that, of course, is going to be a whole other story. But, the Glen we're pretty good at. We're able to keep ourselves clean and, run pretty decent there. So we should have a pretty decent showing next week.
Man, that was fun to watch, man. I can't believe you came back and finished second. Good run. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to all the admins at Go Fast week in and week out. These guys do an awesome job. Shout out to you, Adam, for putting on the broadcast. Great job that you guys do, too. We enjoy watching the next day with my 2-year-old. Big shout out to my man Tim tonight. Still dealing with stuff with his dad. Lifting him up in prayer. But it was nice to have him in my ear tonight. And, of course, the guys from Lazy Days. Every week they come out, they have fun, and they're competitive, and they represent the team, and couldn't be happier.
For sure. Couldn't run the league without Lazy Days sponsorship. So, good job, man, and congratulations. Second place.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Good job, buddy. All right, next up, we'll bring in our third place, Austin Marion, who finishes pretty strong here tonight. Hey, Austin, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, Adam. What's going on?
Man, you started way back at 11th, finished third. Talk us through that.
Yeah, it was just a lot of patience there, although I noticed on those long runs I was really scrubbing off my right front tire, which slowed me down there. Cody almost caught me there at the end, but just a lot of patience.
That would have been big. We watched the battle coming off turn 4 with Cody. That would have been big as far as points goes because, if I'm not mistaken, I think you and Eric may be tied in points. Now, you don't have a win yet. It could come here anytime. You're first for a reason into points. How much is in your mind right now knowing that you're not really locked in yet to the chase because you don't have the win? You're trying to get in right now on points. How much is that affecting you, coming into these races? How much of a thought process goes on during these races for that?
Right now, I'm not changing the way I'm going to approach these races. I'm going to be pretty patient. With the road course races coming up, I love driving these cars on the road courses, so I think I can pick up at least one win either at Watkins Glen or at Road America. So I think I can get it done there. After that, then I'll start to maybe try just a little bit harder to see if I can squeeze off some kind of surprise win.
Man, so far out of 16 starts, that is now 7 top 5, so that's one reason why you're the points leader. And, of course, you did get that bonus point by leading the lap. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to tonight? Man, that was a great finish for you.
Just a big shout-out to all these guys here at Lazy Days and Go Fast. They put on great races, and you guys do great broadcasts as well.
Man, good run, and congratulations, third place. That was fun to watch.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. All right, so as always, I know Eric Spencer and Lee is in here. We do something at the end of each race. Usually we talk to Skyler because he's sometimes in here. He comes in and talks. So I want to ask both of you. We'll start with Spencer since he's just on the bottom of TeamSpeak for some odd reason. What's your thoughts on the race? I know that you was in the race as well, but what's your thoughts overall on this race tonight?
Well, it's Iowa during the day, so it was a war of attrition. The guy who won, he just got through the most wrecks or got through all the cautions and saved his stuff to the end and got a win. that's all I got to say about this race.
Lee, what's your thoughts on everything tonight?
Like always, if the field's bigger, I think the ending race will be even more fun.
I agree. Once again, guys, these races cannot be put on by Lazy Days without Lazy Days Racing. I have my own team. I mentioned that, but one thing that I pride on is I don't get along with a lot of other teams, I guess. I do get along with Lazy Days. They are a great, great group of people, and I support what they do 100%. So if anybody is out there looking for a race team, contact Lazy Days Racing. They are a great group of guys, seriously. They do from spotting to painting, everything you need for stuff like that. Also, down to Mike's from North Carolina, who puts on the truck series. They do a great job, and without sponsors, these leagues wouldn't be possible, I'll be honest. There wouldn't be no broadcast, no league, nothing. So thanks to all of them for stepping up and sponsoring. I know, you know, it's definitely not cheap sometimes putting these things on all season long. So awesome to have him on. Thoughts on the race? I thought the race was about what we expected. Honestly, you know, it was about like last time. I kind of expected that coming in. We did have 2 less cautions than last time, which was pretty awesome. I thought the race coming to the checkered flag was pretty cool for third with Cody and Austin. Overall, I thought the race was fun. I mean, it was, you know, it's Iowa. So that's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. We'll be live again Monday and Tuesday. Then we'll be back here again on Thursday. Or I'm sorry, on Friday, because they don't race trucks Thursday. On Friday for Watkins Glen, so I'm really looking forward to that race. So thanks everybody for watching. Anybody else have anything else to say?
Yeah, I got one thing. I am a member of Lazy Days Racing. If you want to hit us up, it's Lazy Days Racing on Facebook. You can go to lazydaysracing.com. Check us out there. And it's Lazy Days, Days with a Z. And just hit us up. We're a great group of guys. We think we're a great group of guys. We might not be, but we do it. We've thrown on special events for teammates, for other members of the iRacing community, for charity events. We've got a couple painters. I paint myself from Airborne Graphics.
Does great
we got
work,
guys
by
that
the
just yeah, I did Adam's truck a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you want to hit us up, or if you guys are looking for a league to join with good clean races, don't let this one be the one that holds you back from joining. Great group of guys. Lee's one of the guys we race with every week. Just a great group of guys, great group of racing. I love it. I'll be back every year.
For sure. Lee, you got anything else you want to say?
If you're an Asian, go ahead and come here and join, man. I'm pretty lonely here.
Wow. Thanks for watching, guys.
I'm gonna be thick-skinned a little bit. I think I'm the #1 oval in Asia. I don't think anyone runs oval at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. There ain't very many.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night, and God bless. Flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day